In this video, we're going to talk about how you can protect your kids on Snapchat. And stick around to the end of this video because I promise you there is not one part of this video that will not help you elevate your child's safety on the app. Unfortunately, it's no secret that Snapchat has been used by online predators to lure your kids to them.
An 11-year-old girl says she and her friend were chatting with a boy on Snapchat. They had planned to meet up with that boy, but come to find out, he appeared to be much older than what they expected. Now, the 11-year-old girl says she thought she was chatting with a 14-year-old boy named JoJo. They made plans to meet at Mountain Lake Terrace Elementary. Now, the girl brought her friend with her just in case. The girls ran away when they realized JoJo was a man who looked to be in his 20s. Then they called 911.
We're really glad the girls are okay. We are glad that they called police. They did the right thing by getting themselves away from the situation.
I can go on with countless of worrisome and very frightening stories of what happens when Snapchat is used against your kids. But I won't do that because there are a lot of bad and there's a lot of good in Snapchat. Because there's very few things, especially with technology and social media, that is all bad, but it is very important to acknowledge the safety risks of all platforms. Whitney is an e-friend of mine, and she is using the platform in such a positive way that I had to highlight it. She built her business on gaming and social media platforms like TikTok and Snapchat to better connect with gamers and have a positive gaming space for young adults. Her particular focus is Fortnite, and she recently has signed a deal with Snapchat to provide more positive and empowering and awesome and fun content dealing with gaming. Gaming and social media is often surrounded by really toxic people and really toxic players. And so anytime we can have positive and informative and fun and entertaining people on any of these platforms, it is an awesome thing to see. Great job, Whitney. As you can see, Snapchat can be used for many good things, but let's talk about how you can protect your kids on the platform, whether they're creating on the platform or they're actually consuming other people's content or messaging their friends or even strangers on the platform. Hey, I'm CyberFareedah. I'm an award-winning Forbes 30 Under 30 internet safety expert. And I help parents protect their kids online, and that is what this entire channel is about, so make sure you're subscribed. The first thing you want to do to make sure that your children are protected on Snapchat is to look at the security and privacy settings. I highly suggest that you sit with your kids and put on these settings with them and explain why they need each and every setting, because eventually, as they create their own accounts, they go off to college, they're going to have to create their own online accounts and actually implement security, privacy, and safety themselves. To access your security and privacy settings in Snapchat, go to the app, click on your profile picture on the top left-hand corner. Once you click on that, you'll click on the setting symbol on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Click on the mobile number section and turn off the feature that lets other people find your child from their phone number. Then go to the password section and make sure that you set up a really good password, a long password, a strong password, a password that you're not using anywhere else, that your child is not using anywhere else, and it is stored in something called a password manager, an online vault that is very encrypted, it is secure, and you can use that to store and create your passwords. You can use a password manager like LastPass or 1Password. Then go to the two-factor authentication section and then turn that on and use an app-based authenticator. That means instead of the code that you're going to use to log into your account for an extra security measure, instead of that going into your phone, meaning instead of a 6-digit code being texted to you through your phone, it's actually being sent to you through an app. You can download an app like Google Authenticator, Dual Security, Microsoft Authenticator, and others. Scroll down until you see the account settings and the security settings. Tap on each category to set the appropriate level of security settings. Go to the Contact Me section and make sure that no one can contact them unless they're friends. Go to the View My Story section and make sure that only friends can view their stories. Go to the See My Location section, which is a big topic we always talk about with Snapchat. There has this entire app where every time you open up the app, people can see exactly where your child is in any given moment. Turn it off, go on ghost mode so that nobody can see where you or your child are on Snapchat. The reason why I'm saying you or your child is because in order to protect your kids on Snapchat, you are going to have a Snapchat account as well, and we'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. There's a see me and quick add section. Turn that off just to make sure that the authorized people that are supposed to be connecting with your kid are really the only ones connecting with your kid. Then there is a family center aspect of Snapchat, and this is exactly why you have to have your own Snapchat account. And everything we just went through for your child's account, please put it on your account as well. You can't just secure your child's account and think that, okay, my account doesn't need to be secure because you're so worried about your child. Very valid, totally get it. But you also want to make sure that your account is secure. Otherwise, you really can't protect your child in the way that you want to. Family Center is Snapchat's parental control suite. Snapchat has a lot of plans on adding a lot more parental controls, but for now, here is a video from the Snapchat team about what Family Center is and how to turn the parental controls on Snapchat on.
We're introducing a new in-app tool called Family Center to give parents insight into who their teens are friends with on Snapchat and who they have been messaging without revealing any of the actual content of those conversations. Family Center is designed to reflect the way that parents engage with their teens in the real world, where parents usually know who their teens are friends with and when they are hanging out, but don't eavesdrop on their private conversations. If parents are concerned about a specific account, they can easily report the issue directly to our trust and safety team. They work around the clock to quickly investigate any potential misuse of Snapchat.
In the coming months, we plan on adding additional features to Family Center, such as new content controls for parents and the ability for teens to notify their parents when they report an account or a piece of content to us.
If you're totally new to Snapchat, we're here to help you get started. You'll need an active Snapchat account to connect with your teen via Family Center. Don't have one? Don't worry. Setting one up is easy. Start by downloading Snapchat to your mobile phone. Open the app and tap Sign Up to create an account. Once you enter all the relevant information as prompted and create your Snapchat username, you'll be ready to get started. There are two ways to access Family Center. You can use the search bar, located in the top left corner of the camera screen, which is the main screen the app opens to. Search relevant terms such as safety, family, or parent, and Family Center will appear. Or simply head to Settings, located in the top right corner of your profile page, where Family Center will have a permanent home. Now that you've set up your account, you'll need to invite your teen to join Family Center. Remember, you must be friends with your teen on Snapchat to send an invitation. Parents, guardians, or trusted relatives aged 25 or older can invite their family members to join Family Center by selecting profiles from a pre-populated list or by searching for specific Snapchatters. Note that only teens between the ages of 13 and 18 are able to join. As a reminder, it's against our terms of service for people under the age of 13 to create a Snapchat account. Invitations are sent through a direct chat between the parent and their teen. And just like a regular conversation on Snapchat, the message will delete either immediately or 24 hours after your teen has viewed it, depending on their settings. So be sure to remind them in person to accept the invite. Your teen will receive an invitation card. Remember that they must opt in to participate.
Here are some tips on protecting your kids on Snapchat. Number one, as you're downloading Snapchat, consider actually using the app just every now and then just to see how it feels and why it's so fun and to connect with your kids through the Snapchat platform. Not just using it just for monitoring, but also just for fun and figuring out a way that you can make Snapchat something that is a part of your relationship with your child. Be sure that you're establishing what I call holistic internet safety. It is always connections over controls. You're developing a relationship with your kid where it's open, it's honest, you can talk about things, and they don't feel like they're going to be punished from coming to you about whatever they need to come to you about. Snapchat is not just a messaging app, it is a social media. They can engage with other people's content, they can see certain videos, and so if you're not having open discussions about topics that may be really uncomfortable, you are doing yourself a disservice if your kids are on Snapchat. You have to start getting comfortable with uncomfortable topics, and it is okay if you're uncomfortable. You just have to move through that and create a space where your child can feel safe with you to talk about whatever they need to talk about. Before your kids are on the platform, discuss your guidelines, discuss your expectations. You can have an internet safety contract. You can revisit it whenever you need to. When you're setting up the Snapchat account, remind them to use a username or a nickname online and not like their full government name. Just remind them that their username should be something that is cute and quirky and is not identifiable to them. And of course, consistently reminding your kids to only connect with people that they know in real life and to not connect with strangers is a super important tip. Now, we always tell teens that nothing they actually post online is private. But when it comes to Snapchat, sometimes it falls on deaf ears because they're like, oh no, the thing is gonna disappear in 24 hours. It's gonna disappear in whatever. Like, even if they take a screenshot of something, I'm still gonna know they took a screenshot. No, they can take a picture on a different phone. They can take a video on a different phone. There are many ways that people can capture what happens on Snapchat without you knowing. So reinforce that just because they're on Snapchat does not mean that everything is going to disappear and something may not come up in the future. I saw this awesome video by two mothers who were explaining what happened in their children's school with Snapchat. Here's the video.
Anything that they put on Snapchat has the potential
to be saved by other people.
right forever, and then
put out there,
plastered all over the place.
which it happens all
Yeah,
the time.
she's heard stories.
Just this week,
Yeah.
actually, a student at my daughter's school sent inappropriate pictures. Boys
Got it.
actually screenshotted them and sent them all over the place.
So that is something you need to be aware of, because they'll tell you, no, mom, it's gone. No, mom, it's gone. It is to them gone. But to whoever is viewing it, they do have the option of taking a screenshot.
This is just a great reminder that anything on the internet can be made public, and they just have to be comfortable with that fact. And if they're not, then they should never post it. Remind your kids that not everyone is who they appear to be online, even if it's their favorite influencer or celebrity or even their friend online. So just be very careful about what they say to other people and what information they give out, especially personal and sensitive information. They should never be giving that information out online. You just really want to make sure that no matter what account you create yourself as a parent and your child creates, that you're actually putting the security and safety settings we talked about before. I've seen many times where a predator was able to access a child's Snapchat account, get into the account, and find out way too much information about the kid. So it wasn't like the kid was talking to a predator. The predator just hacked into an account and gathered all the information they found on the account. So please be sure that you yourself as a parent and your child are taking security seriously. That is what my entire channel is about. So if you have not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, because all we talk about is security, safety, and privacy to protect your family online. Before I answer your most asked questions about Snapchat safety, I want to give a big shout out to one of the parents in my Instagram community. Sandra left a comment on one of my Instagram posts and asked if I could talk about Snapchat safety. So this entire video was based off of her suggestion. Now, was I eventually going to make a video on Snapchat? Absolutely yes. But was I going to make it this week? No, I was not. But because Sandra left that comment, I just decided, you know what? If she wants this, then I'm going to make this. I believe we owe Sandra a thank you. So if you want to, feel free to say thank you, Sandra, in the comments below. Speaking of which, if you're not already following me on Instagram, I highly suggest that you do, because we're able to connect a little bit deeper and you're able to give me feedback or suggestions or whatever you need or want from my content. So go there, let's connect, let's talk. This allows me to make sure that I'm serving you in the best way possible. That's exactly what happened after Sandra left that comment. I went straight to my Instagram stories and I asked you, what was your biggest concern or question about Snapchat safety? Or if there's anything in particular you wanted me to cover in this video. Here are some of the questions you asked me. If you have any more questions or you have a follow-up question or a clarifying question, put it in the comments below. Now, of course, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I got this question 3 times, so I'm putting all of the questions here. Is Snapchat even safe? Is Snapchat safe for teens? Is Snapchat safe in general? I generally do not let my teens on the platform. Answer is, it really depends. If you think of Snapchat or social media as like a virtual world, or actually it is honestly a virtual world, but if you think of it as a world, if you're allowing your teen to go out by themselves, to drive themselves someplace, to go somewhere without you, and you're not monitoring them, you're just able to check up on them, and you trust them with the responsibility and the maturity to navigate through life, then you most likely can trust them on a platform like Snapchat. Is that always the case? No, but for the most part, if you entrust them with that level of responsibility and ability to check in the real world, then you most likely can in the virtual world as well. But as we discussed today, it really is as secure as you make it to be. So if you're putting all of the security and safety and privacy steps that we talked about today, you're in a much better place. But Snapchat obviously is not going to be a platform where it's open to everyone and it's completely safe. No. You have to make sure that they're mature enough. Most likely it's around like 16 years old. Some kids are a little bit more mature than that. They're not really kids at 16, they're young adults. So you have to decide, are they mature enough? Are they responsible? Etc., etc. I suggest that you start discussions with your kids and you ask them what they think about the internet and Snapchat and TikTok, and just connect with them and develop a relationship with them where they can talk to you about almost anything. Will they talk to you about anything? Probably not, but you want to at least create the space so that they can do that, because many kids are able to have that relationship with their parents, and that's really, really beautiful if you can cultivate that as well. I was watching this video about a young adult deleting Snapchat and why he's deciding to delete Snapchat, and other young adults in the comments who decided to delete Snapchat as well. So I think watching a video like that and seeing what your child thinks of it, and do they hate that idea, do they love that idea, what are they seeing within their friend group, just create a discussion. You don't have to come with any conclusion of the discussion, you're just connecting and seeing where their head is at. I'm going to link the video in the comments below, and the title of the video is My Simple Argument on Why Snapchat Should Be Deleted from Your Life. I think this would be a great discussion. Please try it out. The next question is, how can I monitor what they're watching? Honestly, you can't monitor exactly what they're watching and doing and saying without running into security, safety, and privacy issues. I talked extensively about the pitfalls of parental spying apps. And no, it's not just about, oh, if you're spying on your kids, you're reading your kid's diary. It's more like if you're spying on your kids using spy apps, especially the free ones, especially the ones that market themselves as spy apps, you're actually allowing an online predator the same access to your kids. The same app that you're using to protect your kids from online predators or the crazy dangers of the online world can be used against you, and this has happened to millions of parents before. So I urge you to think twice about downloading any of these spying apps that say that they can see what's happening on Snapchat. You have to make the decision that's best for you and your child. If you are in an extreme circumstance and you must see what's going on because it's a situation that is harming your child's life, then obviously you have to take whatever measures is necessary for you to protect your child. But as a general rule, you do not want to use these spying apps that claim to monitor your kids without them knowing. I know this can be a complex and very nuanced topic, so I made a video about some of the apps that you should never download as a parent. I named them by name. Hopefully they change their security and safety. They really need to have extra barriers to entry for predators to not gain access to your kids, but many of them do not have that, or we don't know what their security, safety, and privacy features look like to protect your kids from predators using the app against you. I'll link that video in the comments below and in the description so that you can learn more about that topic. I can't delve too deep into it in this video. But if you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll reply to you. However, you can do spot checks. You can say, hey, this is my phone, any apps inside of it is mine. I can check whenever I want. Make sure you're having open conversations with your kids, as we talked about before. That is extremely important. Next question is my location safe? Anything I can do to make sure Snapchat or anyone else doesn't get it? Well, of course, you can turn off your location in the settings so that your friends or other people connected to you do not see where you are. But in terms of Snapchat knowing where you are, inside of their privacy policy, they say they do. Of course, they know where you are. Now, they may not know your precise location data. Here's what they have to say about location. So yes, it's safe to assume that Snapchat knows your location. Next question is, can anyone see into my eyes only folder? Let's see what Snapchat says about it. This, of course, means that if someone gets access to your password, you have a weak password, meaning you've been using it in many different accounts. It's a small password. It is not a strong password. You're not securing it right. You're not storing it in a password manager. Then someone can get access to your My Eyes Only because they can just crack your password. Though Snapchat says they cannot see inside of the vault, and honestly, maybe they don't. We don't know exactly what their security is and how they're encrypting it and all of that. So it is important to know that, yeah, for the most part, it might be secure, it might be private, but there definitely is a chance that someone can get access to that if they hack into Snapchat or hack into your device and find your password listed somewhere in your device. Don't put incriminating information into Snapchat and thinking it's going to be secure. Just know that, hey, I don't want maybe someone else to see my Snapchat, so I can put it inside of there, but just know that nothing is 100% safe. We're just trying to do as best as we can with all of the features we're putting on Snapchat and anything else on the internet. The next is, can Snapchat read my messages? Technically, yeah, they can if they wanted to. They do say that they automatically delete messages by default after the person opens them or after they expire though. I'm putting some information from Snapchat about how they protect your information or how they keep your information, so you can pause to read what they said about this. And I'm also putting the link to their privacy and security whole guides and blogs in the description below. Next question is, do the privacy settings really work? Yes, they actually do work. And if you're not using them, then you're putting your information and your profile and your online account in danger. Of course, nothing is 100%, but every single thing that you do is stacking up to better security, better safety, and better privacy online. It's better to be 70% secure than just 10 or 20% secure. So remember that, do as much as you possibly can. Know that nothing is perfect, but you are doing the best you can to protect yourself and your kids. The next question is, can you recover disappearing messages on Snapchat in case of an emergency? You can ask Snapchat data on your account if you go to settings and you scroll all the way down to my data and you request them to give you access to some of your data if they still have it. You can save the messages that you get. If you feel like a message is suspicious, you can save it, you can screenshot it, you can take a picture with someone else's phone so they don't get a notification that you screenshotted it. That's the best way to handle it. If you get a message in that moment and you feel like this message could be used for evidence later, then immediately take a video on it on a different phone or take a picture of it. A video sometimes is really better, so just try to take both. I'm very keenly aware that there are programs online that are free that say that they can recover some of the Snapchat messages. Be very careful with apps like that, especially because they're now going to get access to your phone and access to your Snapchat, and you're not really sure if they're trustworthy. So just be very careful using apps that say that. Essentially, we don't want your kids to be destroyed by any platform, whether it's Snapchat, TikTok, BeReal, Instagram. We want to make sure that you're protecting your kids from being destroyed by that platform. In this video that's on the screen right now, I delve deeper into what it means to actually protect your kids on social media. See you there.